Hey everybody, back already. Second game of the night, another game. We got MMR Hell versus FF and the Pancakes. So, just starting up the draft right now, starting up getting the draft ready. I think everybody's ready. We're actually gonna start a little bit early, not starting at 9:20. We're gonna start at 9:15, and we're going right into the draft. So MMR and the Pancakes decided to go with Blackheart's Bay. Now, I don't think I've seen any tier league team play Blackheart's Bay so far. At least not the games I've casted. Nobody's even talked about it. A lot of teams don't like this map just because it can get pretty cheesy. A lot of times it feels that once you have coin control, that you don't need to fight ever. So it becomes a little unfun to play that way. And so I can see why teams probably don't want to play it that often. Because if you ever get into that, like if you don't draft really correct, if you don't draft to play the map completely, then you can really fall behind and almost feel like you have no way to come back. And, MMR Hell say that they have some type of understanding of this game, so they picked up Zool right off the bat. And the strategy with Zool on Blackheart's Bay is you basically leave him be double soaking top and mid lanes, because top and mid lanes are so close together, and Zool has such an easy wave clear that he can do both lanes easily. And that allows your four other members to do whatever they want. They can leave one bottom and soak, and gank with the other three with Zool, or they can four push on the bottom and try to get over the early fort. Make sure they have map dominance on the bottom lane with basically three mercs all in one lane, which is super powerful. FF and the Pancakes are looking to counter with a Dahaka and a Zarya. Both strong in their own right. Dahaka has, again, great wave clear, like the Zool. And Zarya, much like in the theory of Brax's holdout, which we normally see her, is that she's really strong in a 4-man, because she gives sustain. With her shields, her self shields, her ally shields, she gives sustain to other members of the team to allow to protect in the 4-man longer. MMR Hell goes with their healer Rhaegar and one of their DPS killers with Li Ming. I'm not sold on those two. It can be there. Li Ming's always strong because if she's able to snowball a fight, she can get a lot of continuing kills and basically win the team fight altogether. And winning the team fight is always good if you're team fighting. Like I said earlier, a lot of times with this map, you don't actually, once you have control of the map, you actually don't need a team fight at all. But maybe, Li Ming can always be those situations where you don't have control of the map and you want to team fight, because that's the only way you can get back. So FF and the Pancakes just banned ETC, one of the big tanks in the meta right now, especially since they already have two tanks. And MMR Hell bans Falstad, getting rid of one of the globals, making sure that Zool is not going to be susceptible to any type of global ganks. I would imagine if they are going to do a 1-4, then Dahaka is probably going to be the counter to Zool, just because of his wave clear ability. The only bad part of that is, since he doesn't have a mount, he's walking between the lanes. It does slow him down a little bit, especially if Zool does any type of bone prism on him and forcing him to slow. So it gives Zool some time to catch up, but with the how close the lanes are, it should be too big of a problem. But we'll have to see how it plays out. They do pick up Malfurion and Gul'dan. Once again, Gul'dan really strong in a 4-man push. It also has a lot of wave clear to counter Zool if he is in top lane, and he has a lot of sustain because of his drain life. So it's a really solid team out of FF and the Pancakes. It might be because that's why they wanted to pick it. We do see Thrall on MMR Hell, looking for a little bit of their kill potential, another possible solo laner if they need it. And for the last pick with their tank, I don't know what tank they're actually going to be looking for. They are going with a variant, so committing to the level 10, post 10 variant kill comp. But their only follow-up is a Thrall and Li Ming. Li Ming has some burst if it's in the open, so there's a lot of burst there, and Thrall has another follow-up CC with the Rhaegar CC. But FF and the Pancakes takes Illidan. Probably Illidan's strongest map, solely because he is such a great merker. So they're probably going to leave once 2 minutes comes around. Tahaka in the top 2 lanes, Zarya, Malfurion, and Gul'dan on the bottom lane, and Illidan going around and painting the map red with his murking. Very strong composition out of FF and the Pancakes. I'm just going to call them Pancakes, honestly. I don't want to say FF and. So I hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, it's a really strong composition out of them. They have early game map control completely, like hands down. Like I don't think MMR Hell is going to be able to compete once they start taking mercs. Zul's not that fast at killing mercs. He's fast at killing minions, but his scythe does not affect mercs as much. So once those knights at the top lane get taken, it's going to slow down his rotation. And then Giants in the bottom with a 3-man push and Illidan, I'm sure, will join them. And another thing with taking all those mercs, even those little side, especially you have to pay attention to those little side camps, those little 4 little side camps that we have that give 2 coins. Controlling those is such a big deal for your coin collection to be able to constantly get turn-ins. And that's what because I think those respawn at 1.5 minutes, and so it's way faster than each doubloon chest. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I think Pancakes really has a clear understanding of how they want to play the map, understanding that, once we have more coins than you, we don't need to team fight. We'll just push until we know where you are, and then we'll turn in. But right off the bat, we got on the left, MMR Hell. We got Bamilis on Li Ming, Blue Nickels on Thrall, Thrail on Rhaegar, and Jackster on Varian. We have the Brooklyn Bum on the Zul. And on the right side, FF and the Pancakes, MRG on Tahaka, Stampy on Illidan, Courtney on Zarya, XYX Ziggy on Malfurion, and Furinol on the Gul'dan. So far we're looking like a pretty like a 1-2-2 split for MMR for FF and the Pancakes, and we, like I said before, we have the 4-man, and Zul is going to be duo the top lane. So Zul's pretty much until the rest of the team shows, until Pancakes show completely, he's going to be pretty passive on where he is. He's not going to want to go out into the team. He has plenty of clear, so he's not worried about his towers taking too much damage. Just because if they do get to his lane towers, he's going to kill them so fast that they're not going to run out of too many tower shots. Especially once the pressure starts getting applied on bottom lane. And Pancakes, actually, they don't even care about the 4-man here. I think with the Gul'dan having enough clear, they won't be too threatened, which is very smart thinking on their side with having the Gul'dan and the Malfurion there. I would like to see Malfurion have taken Moonburn, just because it really emphasizes their wave clear. I understand why he took Shando's Clarity, seeing that Gul'dan won't have to tap as much, but he already has mana tap, and he has Dragon Life, and he has heals from you. Like, he doesn't need Shando's Clarity, so I would have really liked to see Moonburn. Li Ming is going to poke this tower down for free. Going to be no problem, and this is going to be the power of the 4-man. So we're going to be looking to see all the pressure come on the side of Pancakes on this top, trying to make sure this Zul is not having free rotations between lanes. If they force him to take the long roundabout way between top and mid, it's going to slow down his rotation a lot, and it's really going to make it scary for him. So like right now, see, he can't go safely here, and he's actually going to miss most of this soak, which is like a big win for Pancakes, plus getting the bottom wall. And like we talked before, Illidan's just going to run around and take as many camps as he can, starting with the little side camps, get the first turn in to hopefully give them the level lead. And I think MMR Hell is going to spend 3 people to rotate over to these Giants, get some pressure on the bottom lane. These towers are already out of tower shots. Top lane's about to be out of tower shots. And this is looking really scary for Zul. They almost baited this out, knowing, I mean, maybe they knew that Zul was going to be a high contest pick, but they've played into this perfectly, exactly how to counter them. They don't care too much about this bottom lane. They know it'll eventually even out with the top and mid lane. So really smart thinking. So Zarya's just sitting here, already got the first wall, and that means the first turn in is going to be, now if MMR Hill gets this first turn in, that's actually going to be a little bit of a, even out the level difference. But as soon as Pancakes gets a turn in, this tower goes down. This fort goes down. Once you get at least one of those towers down, it means that the first turn in immediately kills that fort without any problem. First turn in does go onto MMR Hell, which means they are going to be able to get these first couple towers down and a little bit of the damage on the first fort. We're going to see if Mouth takes Mule. I don't think he can because there's a variant. He has to have cleanse because of variant. But if he goes Mule, I mean, that definitely makes him even less scared of the map objective. But if you don't care about the map objective, then it means you're definitely going to be looking for, they're going to be looking for more team fights. I don't know. I could see reason for both. I could see you getting away with Mule because you don't have to team fight on this map if you do it right. And then Mule just lets them get away with everything. There is a drag on Zool up here, and this might go down. Zarya does not have that much energy, so she's not able to do enough damage to bomb it. And this bottom here, we do have Warbringer for this Varian now, so he's going to try to stun the Gul'dan, but he's able to walk away because of the Malfurion root. Illidan is just going to go ahead and Merc for days. More follow-up from the Varian on the Gul'dan, knowing that the tower is occupied by the Mercs. And, man, he just still just walks away. Just walks away with the Malfurion heals. And the first fort is going to go down for MMR Hell. And that's going to catch him up a little bit of experience, but the other fort is going to die on Pancakes to allow them to again get a lead. But they're really keeping up with this bottom push. I wonder if they're going to try to take this into a keep. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. I don't know. I guess they're going to look to rotate up, get some ganks. Some communication needs to be happening now to say that, hey, we don't see anybody in the bottom lane. We don't see anybody in the bottom lane. Watch out. They are engaging onto the... Ooh, and Illidan is going to die. It's unfortunate they weren't able to rotate this when Illidan had all of his counts. That is one of the counters to Illidan, is you can kind of guess where he's going to be all the time. So you can do a 4-man rotate to an aggressive camp and steal all his coins, and that puts you in a really bad position. So as of right now, it's hard to really see who's at the advantage. Structure-wise, it's going to be MMR Hell. Level-wise, it's Pancakes. We do have the next chest showing up. And this has now put a big damper on any type of rotation that they had. So now full map control should be leaning towards MMR Hell after these camps, after taking Giants, after taking Knights. There's no reason for them to stay in one lane anymore. It is going to be past 10, and it's all about map control and coin control. We have a turn-in available for MMR Hell. Illidan's just turning in whatever coins he can. We're going to see if this global ability from Dahaka is going to pay them any dividends. And so right now we don't exactly see where Pancakes is, but I think they see Zarya mid lane, so I think they're free. They assume that it's free to turn in. And this is where it comes down to, where once you have coin control, as long as you see the other team on the map, you go for the turn in. If you don't see him on the map, you don't go for the turn in. And Dahaka might be in trouble here, getting caught out, gets rooted by the Thrall, forces out the burrow, but Varian should be able to follow up with a kill here. All 5 members there. There's no way that Dahaka was getting out. If they saw that, they're probably going to be scared for keep now. And there are 2 options: go for boss or defend keep. If they don't see anybody show up here in the next 10 seconds, they know that nobody's backing, and they should just commit to a keep right now. They haven't seen anybody. They know nobody's backing. They can assume that they're on the boss, and I think I would trade a keep for a boss any day of the week. Because now this keep is constantly going to have... this lane is constantly going to have catapults pushing it. Dahaka did miss his ultimate there, so it's going to go on cooldown. Sorry, my dog is pushing toys into my lap. Zool does back to defend against the boss, and this boss is probably going to get... now with the 5-man back, nothing else to do on the map, they're going to defend this boss pretty easily. Probably the 1 or 2, maybe 2 towers will go down. I would assume only 1. And they'll be able to follow up with Knights. So Pancakes sees all 5 members of MMR Hell there, so they need to be being aggressive on their positioning. Take the bottom knights while they have the chance, knowing that they're probably going to rotate to the top knights and get as many coins as possible. We got 50 seconds, 20 seconds, top 2 are here, so those are going to go to MMR Hell as well. And we see that the experience lead has now shifted to MMR Hell. And just more map control here. It's just a back and forth on understanding where, basically mind games of where you think the other team's going to be. No team wants to fight right now. None of them want to have a chance of giving up their coins. But we are going to see a rotation. MMR Hell, this might be our first team fight. They're going to defend this bottom fort. And Pancakes backs off, knowing it's not worth the risk. They have a turn in. Let's just try to push them somewhere else and get a turn in. They do see Zool up here, but they are not going to have enough time to actually rotate up and try to capitalize on the Zool's positioning. They know they don't have to worry about a turn in yet, but they're getting close. They're going to go ahead and turn in just to make sure. Now it takes all the risk off of MMR Hell. They can do any team fight they want because other than losing map control, they will not be losing coin count. And so far, it's been a pretty passive game. It's 2 kills to 0. Only the 2 ganks on the Illidan and the Dahaka. They might have the counter gank on the Zool here. There does go his shield. Using his ultimate, Illidan's just going to keep that. With the root missing, Zool might be able to get out of here with a team follow-up. Thrall does sunder to capitalize, but Zool does go down. And a big orb from Li Ming, nuking the Malfurion with Tranquility up. And that is such a win for Pancakes. Zarya is going to go down here with the follow-up from Li Ming. And holy cow, that orb and missiles and beam hit from Li Ming just turned that fight completely. So much damage on that orb. So now with 2 members down for Pancakes, this gives them total map control. Variants being aggressive on the camp on this side. I would have almost been like happy to see them go for the knights here, but they were down 1, so they didn't want to be too risky. Dahaka's way out of position. He's definitely going to go down. Varian taunt does not even need it. Dies instantly. And that's almost the rest of the coins for Pancakes. And Illidan's going to have to be careful now. He doesn't want to lose those 9 coins. That's pretty much their stockpile, their bank. And they're going to have to deal with this big push on bottom. And that's one of that was one of the risky moves, is going for boss instead of going for defending the keep. Missing 1 turn in on MMR Hell. They probably want to go get these giants, get the last 2 coins, and get in the turn in. Next turn in, we'll get this keep and a lot of the towers on top lane. So that will allow 2 lanes to be pushing with catapults. I don't see. This is the problem with Blackheart's Bay. It's been such a passive game, other than a couple ganks here and there, and you almost feel like as the team that's on the back foot, like you don't know what you can do. Like you basically have to take risk. Like you have to do something unexpected to be able to come back. You have to engage in a situation where you think the other team's going to be and where they don't expect you to be. For instance, right now there's nothing to do. Anyways, the turn-in just happened, so there's nothing to do anyways. But like they know they just turned in. They know their bottom lane. So either push around the backside and come in for a gank, but it looks like that's actually what what MMR Hell's going to do, knowing that they're up on talent tier. On, are they going to push? No, they're just going to defend these knights. So Pancakes is going to look to get 16, and they need to force a team fight. They need to gain back map control, get a team fight, push down a fort, push down a keep. Unfortunately, there's not too many coins available on the map right now. Boss is back up, so they do see all of MMR Hell going top lane. And they look like they might have been trying to bait the boss, but they actually don't commit to it. And now MMR Hell sees that everybody turned in for Pancakes. They know where they are on the map. And it looks like we're just going to rotate around to get more coins. See, this is what I'm saying. Right now, they need to make a play. They need to gain map advantage. If they continue trading turn-ins, they're going to lose. So they need to make a play. Like, they almost need to wait right here, thinking that the other team's going to go somewhere else. Or looks like they are showing boss. Looks like they're looking for some type of bait. See, they should have baited boss at that point. Like, they need to make a play to come back in this fight. If they continue what they're doing, they're slowly going to lose to turn in and map pressure. MMR Hell's in the position to make any type of gank. We do have Varian with taunt. We do have Dahaka is not in the team fight, but he can burrow in any time. Dahaka just does burrow and might have been too far, and actually is going to get blown up for it. Great reaction time, knowing that he was coming in. Big fear hitting 2 people, but not the 2 people you want to hit. And Li Ming's going to come and follow up with some orbs. Rhaegar's going down with the Illidan. Getting kind of scary. Malfurion's getting focused by the Thrall. And the next taunt from Varian should be right here. Yep, there it is. And that should be a dead Malfurion. Giving some resets to Li Ming. And they're going to chase this into the keep. Li Ming is on point with her. Barely gets the cooldown at the end of her beam. And she's just been on point with her follow-ups, using those resets to her advantage. With 3 members down, it looks like they are going to go for the core. Don't even need the objective to win the game. And it looks like they just need to commit here. I mean, they only have 2 more seconds for Dahaka to walk in. Illidan ties instantly to the root from Zul and Li Ming. The follow-up on the Zarya, almost able to take her down, but I think this is a guaranteed core for MMR Hell. And you know, they played the map exactly how they drafted it. They had Zul in the top and mid lane. They had a 4-man push bottom. The thing that was great about that is that they did not freak out on the fact that FF and the Pancakes did not respond to their 4-man as they would have expected. So if Pancakes responded to the 4-man with sending 2 more members down there and leaving Dahaka to counter the Zul, I think they would have won the 4-man in bottom lane, but they would have lost the other 2 lanes. So Pancakes kept up with their split the way they wanted to, mainly because they wanted Illidan to take Mercs. So that allowed Zul to get not terrible position. Like, it was decent. It wasn't the best for him, obviously, but it was decent, and it allowed the 4-man on the bottom to push heavily. So they stuck to their comp, they stuck to their play style, and it paid off for them in the end. Once they started getting some of those team fights with the Li Ming catching, or at least a couple of the ganks that they were able to get on the Illidan with the rotation up, the Dahaka on the bottom lane, it solidified their position on the map. So, great use of Zul, great use of the understanding of the map, knowing that they're not the ones that picked it, and, you know, congratulations to MMR Hell. They played well. I mean, it was exactly the type of game that you would have expected to see out of Blackheart's Bay, utilized correctly. So we'll have to give them props. So this is Snagging and Ez. Hope to see you guys again. I actually have my chair league team playing at 10:30 tonight. It is a best of 3. Hopefully we're still playing. I gotta double check with that. I think we're looking for one more person. So I'll probably be casting that myself just on my screen. Comms, you can hear comms if you want it. I will have a delay. So, and I think I have a cast right now. I currently have a cast on Thursday, and that's the rest of it for me for this week. Hopefully some more cast applications pop up in the next couple days to fill out the week some more. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave me any tips if you like, any type of critiques if you want. I'm still getting used to everything, and hope to see you guys around some more. Thanks.